Hi there, it's Kevin with the Rogue Market here with today's episode of the Daily Delve, where we delve into the MTG market to look for a card with the potential of going up in price. Today I've picked Sigarda's Aid. This is your typical double dipper, which means it sees a ton of play in recent Commander, plus a lot of not so recent commanders, very popular in any sort of equipment based strategy, and most equipment based strategies are going to use white, so it's going to be a shoe in for most of those cards. It seems like almost every set they've been printing cards that work around equipment, so this becomes more and more popular. So it's a double-edged sword. It means that it's very eligible for a reprint in all those commander sets when they do come out with commanders that use equipment. However, it does see play in the number one modern deck at the moment, being Hammer Time. So Hammer Time is running a total of 4 copies in the list, which Modern has been picking up a lot of steam lately. And a 4 of in a Modern deck, it used to be the bread and butter of MTG Finance, was Modern. And if you could have a rare that was just been printed in an older set, plus in a set just that had it in the Commander Precons, that's a pretty good recipe for a card that can go back up in price. In fact, it's rebounded quite significantly since it's hit its low just a month ago. So when it hit its low, it was all the way down to $4. It spiked back up to $7. And same thing with the regular Precons. The Precons flattened out right at the 1st of July, and they've just been spiking up in value as well. So it has most to do with Hammer Time doing even better after the printing of Modern Horizons, even though it didn't get all too much. It got the Urza Saga, which does push it up over the top, but I think that it just is really well positioned against the decks that were created out of the Modern Horizons 2. So if we check a look over at Commander, it also sees play in 5% of all eligible decks, and this is a good showing here because it's going all the way back to Eldritch Moon for all the Commander decks that have been inputted since then. And so you get a lot of better data. The older the card, the better the data you have for how much it sees play in Commander. So this is another good sign for the card. And the top commanders that is being played in right now is Galia, which is brand new out of the latest set. And there is even Brunor that came out in the Forgotten Realms that it can be, of course, it want to go in this particular deck. So equipments did get a lot of support in the latest couple sets because Zendikar had a equipment strategy, and then Commander Legends had the huge theme of the equipments, and that's where this card was reprinted, was in the Commander Precons for the deck. So we look at Card Kingdom. This is pretty interesting too. Every version of every card of Sigarda's Aid is out of stock, and they aren't too aggressive on buying it for just the 50 copies, but I think that they do this. I think this has to be manually overridden. They probably took it off with their algorithm with when it was reprinted, because they're not buying any of the Eldritch Moon copies. So it's something they probably, because when the Precons came out, of course, it wasn't, they just be flooded at that point with people breaking apart Precons, didn't know how well this card is going to age, and they probably took it off manually. But if they were to put it back on, I'm pretty certain if they took that cap away, they'd want 200, 300 cards of the Sigarda's Aid, basically because they don't have any in stock at the moment. So it was profitable for a while to just break down the Commander Legends Precons and actually sell the contents, but the Commander Legends Precons are getting a lot harder to come by. I think distributors are now out of stock of them, which is more going for this card. It's going to be able to rebound even quicker in price with the supply drying out. So that's the big, I guess the $1 million question is, when is this going to get reprinted again? It's only had that one reprinting, so it missed some reprintings in like the Zendikar Precons and some other Precons where equipments mattered. So that's a good sign for this card, but I'm thinking this will get reprinted every couple of years. But I think it's going to be more like Heroic Intervention, though. If it gets a reprint, it'll just rebound, and you just have to hit those peaks when you sell and the valleys when you buy, and it's a good rinse and repeat card. So there is my spec for today. This is Sigarda's Aid. From the Eldritch Moon or the Commander Legend is fine. Either one of those. It does come in the promo packs, it looks like, as well. You can get them in the F&M promo packs that Wizards gives out. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be looking for tomorrow's episode, or I guess Monday's episode of the Daily Delve. Thanks for watching.